In a shocking revelation, Tucker Carlson delves into the untold truths about the Obama's marriage, uncovering hidden aspects that have been kept secret for many years. What secrets are being kept from the public? Are there layers in the Obama's relationship that we have never been made aware of? In this attention-grabbing analysis, Tucker makes surprising claims and viewpoints that challenge the narrative we've always been told. If you find these revelations interesting and want to learn more shocking truths about powerful figures, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss any future videos. Be sure to leave your thoughts in the comments below. What do you think about what Tucker Carlson just revealed? Let's discuss and explore more intriguing perspectives. So what exactly did Tucker Carlson say? Let's take a look. When it comes to conservative news, Tucker Carlson has been at the forefront for decades. He transitioned from print journalism to television, working for CNN and MSNBC before firmly establishing himself at Fox News, becoming famous for his populist speaking style, sharp critique, and willingness to challenge political elites and mainstream narratives. He became the host of Tucker Carlson Tonight and quickly rose to be one of the most influential and divisive figures in American media. However, Carlson's time at Fox News ended abruptly in 2023, and no one knows for certain why he left. That didn't stop him. He left Fox and started his own show on Twitter, now X, where he could freely express his views without interference. In the second episode of his show, he targeted Obama with the title, "Stick to Your Taboos," where he explored the evolution of moral standards in society. Carlson began by providing background on how the media has shaped public opinion and covered other political scandals like Bill Clinton's famous affair. However, Obama quickly became the focal point of attention. The situation at that time grew increasingly tense. You'd be mistaken to think that this was the end of the speculation. The most significant clues don't always come from whispers or offhand comments, but rather from Obama's own statements, which could be the most crucial part of the story so far. Pulitzer Prize-winning author David M.C. revealed some interesting information about Barack Obama's past. David M.C. discovered letters that Obama wrote to his then-girlfriend Alex McNear. In 1982, when he was a student at the University of Los Angeles, Obama opened up in letters about his struggles with his sexual identity. He admitted to having homosexual tendencies in one of the letters, stating that he often fantasized about having sex with men but only in his imagination. This passage suggests that although Obama had these desires, they were confined to his thoughts. These reflections were part of a larger exploration of self-awareness and identity that he underwent in his early 20s. The full content of these letters is not available to the public, as they are stored in a private collection at Emory University. Their existence has sparked curiosity and speculation, as access is highly restricted, and only those with special permission can view them. Thanks to David M.C.'s revelations, discussions around this topic have begun to emerge. If you want to keep exploring untold stories and shocking truths, click on the next video now. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to join the conversation below. Obama's past and how the media has either denied or ignored it have become a topic of debate. Many believe these details offer insights into Obama's early years, while others argue that they are too personal to warrant public investigation. It's important to approach this information with sensitivity, as a person's sexual orientation cannot be determined by their creative exploration of sexuality. It seems that Obama's thoughts were part of a larger journey of self-discovery, something many young adults experience. In conclusion, Obama's sexual orientation remains an open question in these letters, though they reveal some perspectives from his college years. However, they are just part of the rich tapestry of events that shaped the person who became the 44th President of the United States. Suddenly, the internet takes a dramatic turn when speculation seems to have gone too far. Yes, Barack Obama's wife, Michelle, has also been caught up in this storm of conspiracy theories. I promise you what you're about to hear is completely new. But hold on, things are about to get crazy. Some people who believe in conspiracy theories claim that Michelle Obama is actually a man. They point to features such as her body and facial structure, as well as instances like when Barack Obama accidentally called her Michael in a video. The quote, "Michael and I also want to thank our son Jack," was made by Obama while speaking to soldiers, and although it could simply be a mistake, it led many to believe that he unintentionally revealed an untold truth. Additionally, some argue that Michelle's body proportions appear more masculine than feminine, particularly her height, arms, and shoulders. Along with her extensive connections in Hollywood and politics, many also believe that childhood photos of Michelle were altered or erased to hide this truth. However, skeptics of this theory point out that women who exercise regularly, especially those with well-defined bodies, often have more muscular proportions than those who do not work out. It could all be part of a sophisticated hoax, or maybe she was right from the beginning. One theory suggests that Barack Obama's early and public support for LGBT rights may be deeply connected to his personal life. Further fueling curiosity about this matter. However, do any of these things really mean anything? Speculation and interpretation are the core elements, as with most conspiracy theories. Ultimately, this theory remains just a theory despite the lack of concrete evidence. Still, there are those who continue to examine every image, video, and even spelling mistakes, searching for clues in an effort to uncover the truth. However, Michelle is not the only one facing rumors and doubts. Barack Obama has also been targeted. These rumors became a major topic of controversy in 2012 when a magazine cover story attracted public attention. In 2012, a controversial cover story in Newsweek titled "The First Gay President" garnered significant attention. Although the headline was quickly criticized and widely opposed, it was actually a metaphor praising President Barack Obama's strong support for LGBTQ rights. The headline not only sparked a stir, but also created a wave of backlash from within the Democratic Party. In fact, despite being a politically controversial decision that could have been dangerous domestically, the article was published just after Obama publicly endorsed same-sex marriage, a bold and progressive stance at the time. The article, written by Andrew Sullivan, a well-known openly gay writer, praised Obama's efforts to advance LGBT rights. Sullivan compared Obama to Bill Clinton, whom writer Toni Morrison had called the first black president, for his deep concern about African American issues. For Sullivan, Obama was not only a leader on civil rights issues, but also a pioneer in the fight for LGBT rights. However, the article was not without backlash, particularly from those who disagreed with its phrasing and feared it could cause misunderstandings about Obama's politics and identity. Conspiracy theorists exploited this phrasing, misinterpreting its metaphorical meaning and turning it into evidence for theories about Obama's secret life, reviving old accusations from Larry Sinclair. Such as those from Larry Sinclair, who claimed in 2008 that he and Obama had sexual relations and used drugs in the late 90s. Although Sinclair's allegations were widely dismissed, especially after he failed a polygraph test and had a history of fraud, his story was still used by those on the right to shape Obama's image. Furthermore, a 2009 article from the New York Times described Obama's administration as a boys' club, with a small group of male staff members leading important decisions. Some saw this as additional evidence that Obama had unusually close relationships with certain men, notably Reggie Love, his former bodyguard and personal assistant. Love's frequent appearances at events with Obama sparked rumors of a romantic relationship, but Love publicly denied these accusations, asserting that their relationship was strictly professional, based on dedication and work. Beyond these speculations, conspiracy theorists have scrutinized Obama's friendships and behaviors in search of signs of a secret life. Some have cited letters from Obama's youth where he allegedly fantasized about men. Another famous theory is the Joan Rivers theory, stemming from a 2014 remark by the late comedian in which she joked that Obama was gay and Michelle was a transgender woman. Rivers made this comment casually, famous for her shock humor, but conspiracy theorists took it as a confession and spread it widely. After leaving office, Obama's support for LGBT rights grew even stronger, although he never officially addressed these claims. Whether these theories stem from blind belief or are used as political tools, they still provide insight into how public perception can be influenced more by speculation than by truth. In the end, speculations remain just that, speculations, until someone with a large following decides to dig deeper. In fact, one of the most prominent conservative media figures, Tucker Carlson, believes that Barack Obama's private life is not what it seems. He hinted that the public story is just the beginning and that the mainstream media is overlooking the real story. Then there's Pulitzer Prize-winning historian David M.C., who has extensively researched Obama's biography for years and revealed in an interview that Obama had written about fantasies involving men in his letters. However, these were not public statements, but rather deep thoughts and emotions that Obama sent in letters to a lover during his early years. These letters may not necessarily reflect his behavior, but they have been carefully stored and kept private. The question remains, why are these truths kept hidden when all we know comes from indirect reports? Then there's Michelle Obama, with blurry photos, edited videos, and rumors circulating from certain corners of the internet that have fueled conspiracy theories about her gender for years. According to archival footage, Michelle has urged people, especially men, to better understand the importance of reproductive care systems. Others have pointed to her tall and athletic build, comparing her to previous first ladies. However, these accusations have never been proven, and most people view them as politically motivated attacks on Obama's legacy. What's strange is that whenever this issue is raised, swift actions are taken to shut down the conversation. Even well-known historians like David G. have spoken out, claiming that journalists deliberately avoid mentioning certain aspects of Obama's. Many articles and discussions on social media are also swiftly removed, leading many to question whether something is being hidden. Could there be a dark secret concealed? Maybe yes, maybe no. Perhaps Obama was just a young person experimenting, sharing his thoughts through letters, and the allegations about Michelle Obama are simply baseless rumors, while she is a strong and confident woman. However, it's also possible that there is more to this story that has yet to be revealed. If there is one lesson we can learn from the past, it's that sometimes we must speak out about the things those in power try to keep hidden. Is there a dark conspiracy waiting to be exposed? Or are we just seeing old stories resurfacing? Remember, stories about the private lives of leaders have circulated for a long time, not just about Obama, and he won't be the last. I'm fully aware of the division Obama's story has caused, but we must acknowledge that this is not something new. Politics has long been shaken by such rumors and scandals. From presidents and FBI directors to past celebrities, all have been targets of rumors, and to some extent, some of those rumors have proven true. Think of J. Edgar Hoover, who led the FBI for nearly half a century, yet his private life remained a mystery. Instead of any misconduct, his very close relationship with his deputy, Clyde Tolson, became a subject of speculation for decades. They vacationed, dined, and traveled together, and when Hoover passed away, his entire estate was transferred to Tolson. Was their relationship simply a lifelong friendship, or was there something more? That question remains unanswered. Abraham Lincoln is another example. Lincoln and his closest friend, Joshua Speed, shared a bed for a long period before he became president. Was this just a normal friendship, or was there something more significant between them? This question has resurfaced in recent years as historians reconsider the past with a fresh perspective. These stories have existed for over a century, but we still lack concrete evidence. And let's not forget Bill Clinton. His scandals were front-page news. Unlike Hoover and Lincoln, Clinton was involved in one of the biggest political storms in U.S. history with the Monica Lewinsky affair. In fact, politicians have long used people's private lives as weapons, sometimes for legitimate reasons, and sometimes simply to bring down specific figures. So why do these stories keep resurfacing? The simple answer is that any sex scandal, whether true or imagined, can be used to undermine public trust. They have the power to stir public opinion, change the narrative, and quickly turn a respected leader into a national joke. Nothing remains private when power is involved, whether it's sexual rumors or shocking accusations of an affair. We have to admit that Tucker Carlson is really good at what he does. Everything from his delivery to the timing and the controversy is carefully calculated. But why now? Why is this the time to reveal such shocking truths? You might notice this isn't the first time Carlson has done this. His entire reputation is tied to exposing stories that the mainstream media has overlooked. He's always pulled off controversial moves, watched the internet heat up, and used the rising engagement to grow his platform. Honestly, engagement is key. His platform becomes more effective as the number of responses and shares grows. Now that he's independent and no longer part of the monster that is Fox News, Carlson has full control over the narrative, sets his own agendas, and most importantly, profits from every click, view, and viral moment. Moreover, promoting such shocking and polarizing news forces people to pick sides, ensuring that the conversation keeps going. There's no fault in this. I call it a playbook. The role of the outsider, the one who speaks the truth, and the one who dares to say what others won't. Carlson excels in this role. Whether people trust him or not is almost irrelevant, because for Tucker Carlson, controversy equals money, and he knows how to make money from it. This kind of news clearly shows that social media is not just a platform, but a driving force in how politics and our values can change if we're not careful. Have you ever found the allure of conspiracy theories to be a mystery? The way our brains work is at the core of the issue, not just the conspiracies themselves. Studies have shown that we all tend to have confirmation bias, meaning we seek evidence that supports our existing beliefs while ignoring evidence that contradicts them. Think about your Instagram feed. You tend to like posts that align with your views, right? That's confirmation bias in action. The problem is, this bias is amplified by social media platforms where we are constantly fed more of what we've interacted with before. As Mark Manson said, it's a feedback loop from hell. When the algorithm keeps feeding us similar content, it's easy to fall into a rabbit hole. This kind of news clearly shows that social media is not just a platform, but a driving force in how politics and our values can change if we're not careful. Have you ever found the allure of conspiracy theories to be a mystery? The way our brains work is at the core of the issue, not just the conspiracies themselves. Studies have shown that we all tend to have confirmation bias, meaning we seek evidence that supports our existing beliefs while ignoring evidence that contradicts them. Think about your Instagram feed. You tend to like posts that align with your views, right? That's confirmation bias in action. The problem is, this bias is amplified by social media platforms where we are constantly fed more of what we've interacted with before. As Mark Manson said, it's a feedback loop from hell. When the algorithm keeps feeding us similar content, it's easy to fall into a rabbit hole.